So we're going to look at sample proportions again. That's chapter 7.1 through this author's eyes and see if we can pick up some clarity here. So we're going to look at sample proportions, and we're going to look for how many people in the world are left-handed. Obviously, we can't find out every person's handedness, right or left-handed or even-handed, if you're able to, toss the ball with both hands. So we take a population of 500 people, found how many are left-handed, and create a proportion. In our sample, 75 are left-handed, so p hat is equal to x, the number we found that were left-handed, over n, the size of our sample. And when we do this calculation, plug in 75 with 500, we get about 0.15. That's the proportion of people who are left-handed, so right-handed or other people, should say, are 0.85. So it says we can find the distribution of the sample proportion if the sample size is less than 5% of the total population size. I think when it starts becoming too big, you run into some difficulties because you're actually approximating the population itself, and that affects the distribution of the sampling distribution. But I'll check that and see if I can get you some more information to clarify that if we need to. I mean, rarely are we going to have more than 5% of the population, so it's going to kind of doesn't really come up. Now you notice here, he uses NP times 1 minus P greater than or equal to 10 to determine whether it was approximately normal. We used NP greater than or equal to 15, and we also had N times 1 minus P greater than or equal to 15. And I think this is equivalent. We would be using 15, he uses a 10. You actually find some people use the 5, and I think that's gone too far to the other extreme. So this is equivalent to what we've been doing. We will continue to do what we do from the textbook, which is NP greater than or equal to 15, and N times 1 minus P greater than or equal to 15. If both are true, then we'll say it's approximately normal. And here we have the standard deviation of the sampling distribution. It looks just like what we've been using. So we have no problem there. So it says describe the distribution of the sample proportion. What do you think it'll be? What will it look like? So we met that criterion. Less than that. Certainly 500 is less than 5% of the entire world population of people. Is it approximately normal? If it passed his test or our two tests, that it is. And it certainly passed it, no problem. So what do you think? Approximately normal? Skewed to the left, skewed to the right? What should it be? There's the standard deviation for the sampling distribution. It's pretty small. It's about 0.02 if you rounded it to the second place to the right of the decimal. And if I can bring this down for you, you can see the mean was 0.15. So the description that they'll give you will be in terms of the sorry, here I clicked when I was trying to stop it to show you something. There we go. The description I give you will be in terms of the mean and the standard deviation, and that'll let you know how tight to make that, I guess you call it hump in the middle of the distribution. We'll see it here in a second. So you can see where it's graphed out. 0.15 is in the center. 0.016 would be added to that would be 0.166. Would be right here. That's the first standard deviation to the right. That's the second. So at 2 standard deviations, you're to here. And 2 standard deviations on the other side, you're to here. So 95% of the samples will be in here. And it shows you the probabilities. The highest probability was 30%. We usually don't show that vertical axis. We simply need to know it's a normal distribution. So we're looking at sample proportions. And